Yo, you ready?
Yo.
All right, you ready? Are we live now?
We are live.
Oh, okay. Well, welcome to the Nate Jones story once again. Your boy Carson on here. Oh, with the great, legendary Nate the Snake Jones.
Thank you for seeing me. Glad to be here with you, family.
We had a crazy week of boxing this week. A lot in the boxing news. Boxing was front and center. The main event that we had was definitely Tank Davis versus Frank Martin. The fight, the way it went down, we had a lot of other fights that transpired. But when you saw that fight with Frank Martin and his team and what went down with that, what was your take watching that fight? The breakdown of the fight, what Frank needed to do, etc.
I seen in the first 2 rounds, I seen Frank Martin boxing very well. And I probably had him up going into the 3rd round. But when Tank started supplying that real pressure, he started stepping to him and cutting him off. Tank became a problem. And once Tank became a problem, Tank figured him out. And I started seeing him filter, started giving in. And once I seen him give in, kick in, I'm like, it looked like Tank gonna start taking over. And when you looked up, by the time the 7th, 8th round came, Tank found the way. Tank finished and knocked him out. And did it in a tremendous fashion and showed the world that he ain't nothing to mess with. Tank looked tremendous. And he showed the world, watch out.
I think that in the same fight, going into the fight, I actually had the exact round that the stoppage was. I had the 8th round. And when the fight was transpiring the way it was, I knew in the second half of the fight it was going to go because I always wait to the weigh-in to make really my full prediction. And Frank, man, he was so drained. He was so drained. That's what made my cousin call me and say, he ain't gonna make it past 3 rounds because he drained, man. I'm looking at him right now on this stage, man, he gone. He's like, he ain't gonna have no gas in that tank. And I'm like, nah, he's an athlete. I'm like, he's normally trained like that, like he's more athletic than that. So I'm like, I'll give it a period of time. He's gonna be strong early. But once the duration of the fight take place and you know, he'll fade. Plus, Tank had the right strategy. Test is hard. Walk him down. Put the pressure on him. Don't just stand in front of him and try to box him. Because the guy was strong. Frank was strong. And that's what Tank said. He got a little power. So I was stand off on him a little bit, just walk him down, let him shoot his big shots early. So about 3-4 rounds, just put some stuff in his tank, just one stab him here and there, and keep him on the move. What Frank kept doing was the same thing. He kept burning his legs and exerting too much energy early. Sometimes you move too much, and he was moving too much, doing too much, and he didn't have to. All he had to do, Tank was right there in front of him. All he had to do was let his hands go, use a jab. He abandoned his jab and started going to the ropes and laying on the ropes, trying to counter and wait for an opening. It ain't gonna be there if you abandoning the jab. The jab will create that. You can stop and negate his offense, everything. In the first couple rounds, that's what gave him the advantage because he was put that stick out there. And then you'll get some respect. And you gotta learn how to step to your opponent. To seek safety, sometimes you gotta go to the harder things. You gotta go right to that man. You gotta step to him, smother him, stop it. Don't keep falling back, but then you get caught. That's how he got caught, going back.
He cheated too much.
Yeah.
Instead of putting his foot down and boxing, Martin did very well in the first 3 rounds. I thought Martin could have been up, and Martin had to maintain that. Martin had beautiful feet. He was tremendous, but he gave in. The weight drain, I think, got to him after 3 rounds. He started deteriorating, and he started showing that Tank would catch him. And when Tank caught up with him, Tank made the difference. That's what it was. He needed to be a dog, and he needed to He needs to train right and eat right. He look like he overtrained, not overtrained. He trained himself to make the weight, and that hurt him in the fight. He needed, when the fight that big, he needed to have a 6 week training camp. When the fight that big, and you need to lose weight correctly, lose weight in the beginning of the training camp. You take the right steps. Eat habits, things good in the gym. You need to slowly get your weight down. And once you did that, lost the weight in a little more correct, in more a correct fashion, you could have had a better chance of beating. But I like how he took the fight on the chin. He lost, but he took it like a man. I like him after the fight. I like him after the press conference. He made me want to root for him more because he took it like a man. He accepted his loss. He's going to move on. This fight, I think, will make him a better fighter in the near future.
And speaking of that, we saw Adrian Broner return, and he lost to Blair. He lost to Blair Cobb, and Blair Cobb is not known as a big puncher, and he was able to drop Adrian earlier and score a knockdown, and that fight was a surprise to a lot of people. Not to some, but this is a fight a lot of people thought Broner could have won. It should have won. The older Adrian would have done it. What do you see in Adrian Broner? What do you think about the fight?
I think Broner has become more of a social media guy. He don't train and dedicate himself anymore like he used to. And doing that, he do more interviews on social media than doing the actual fight. He don't train hard, he don't dedicate himself. And that made a big difference. He didn't look good, he didn't look in shape like he made weight. He was getting weight loss training camp instead of getting in shape to win the fight. And no. Until you do the right thing and dedicate yourself to the game like you used to do, and then you have a great chance of being back on track of being a world champion. You don't do that, you're wasting your time, and this window is closing. If it ain't too late, it's going to be shown. You need yourself to the plate, man. With a real trainer, he beats him. With an HR, we'll find him again and we'll beat him. We'll guarantee we'll beat him. But we don't get paid. How about that? Being training camp will be find him, you'll beat him. No, we don't get paid. Are you willing to do that? If you want to do that to show the world you want another chance, to show that you're great again and you redeem yourself, do it. Take the chance. You need something like that. Fight him again. Fight him again, bro. And beat him. And have a good training. Have a good training, a good training camp, a good trainer. And then show you when you make mistakes. Don't when you bullshit. Somebody need to know, you need to have someone around you that respect the game, that you respect. And don't take your bullshit like me. I don't take your bullshit. I don't play with you, don't play with me. We respect each other. And that's what it's always been. That's what it's going to stay. You can't bullshit me. So work hard, dedicate yourself, and leave the game alone, man. Before you get yourself hurt.
Yeah. And I saw it as AB for the last couple of fights has been taking it pretty safe. And then he'll fight one fight, then he's off for like 9 months, 10 months. Even Tank said he felt rusty in the fight. He's like, I felt like I wasn't sharp. And even though he came in the best shape he's ever been, Tank came in 1.5 pounds underweight. Didn't shake it. He struggled to make the weight, nothing. He was dedicated to this fight. So he knew he wanted to come back. He wanted to come back right.
One thing I know about Tank is he changed his religion and changed his life. Made him a better fighter, man. Yeah. He take things more serious now. And he take his family more serious. He take his kids more serious. He take the gym more serious. And when he made that transition into being a Muslim and changed his life over to God, to Allah, and he doing it the correct way, I really like and appreciate what he's doing because he's showing the world he's serious, man. And I don't see if he keep going into the ring, man, and being dedicated and being hungry and working hard and living life right like a real champion should, people in trouble. The only person I seen have the chance to beat Tank is Shakur, because Shakur is very rangy, and Shakur gonna give him a lot of problems. And Shakur have a deceptive puncher power. It'd be a very interesting fight, but right now I'm leaning towards Tank. I don't see nobody beating Tank but Shakur, and I don't think Shakur can do it. So Tank, keep doing what you're doing. I'm proud of you, champ. You're gonna be hard to beat. Keep dedicating yourself to your craft, to your religion, because your religion is seeing to change, woke you up, and made you a better man. And God bless you, bro. You're on your way. And I don't see nobody beating you no time soon, bro. For real.
Now, yeah, and like I was saying about AB, his trainer left him in the middle of training camp, like right before like a couple of weeks before the fight. Kevin Cunningham went to go train his other fighter. And I'm like, you're Adrian Broner. You're supposed to be the biggest fighter he working with. He leave your camp.
You train who?
To go train, I forgot, it's another fighter that he was working with. And he went to go help him out. He's like, I gotta go train him. So he left the camp. And then, you know, AB was without a trainer, so he had to call Calvin Ford. Could he come over there and help him out?
Because Calvin Ford do right by Tank. He did a tremendous job for Tank. He's perfect for Tank. But he will not be the right guy for you. I didn't like the instruction in the corner that Ford was giving him. But taking that for Ford, he just not the type of trainer you need. He needs a no nonsense trainer. Someone who's gonna bust his ass, someone who's gonna look him in his face and tell him when you're damn wrong, and someone to respect. I think he's more of Ford's buddy and not his trainer. You need to put your foot down with AB. And once you put your foot down with AB, AB can be a bad boy. But until you put your foot down and make him be accountable for his mistakes and the things he's doing, it won't change. You gotta make him accountable for his own action. Make him accountable for his action and make him step to the plate. And that's the only way you make a great baller come to the table. If you don't do that, it won't bring out the best of him. You gotta know what you're doing, man. In the game, you gotta respect me. He respect me. He gonna play no games with me. I'm not gonna play no games with him. I'm gonna wish him the best. I'm gonna have him the best shape I can get him in. And anyway, he's not gonna fall and filter on my watch, because I take that very seriously. If I was to train someone, I take my craft very seriously, and it will mean a lot to me to be successful. It is, sometimes you can win or lose and learn, but with this guy, at this particular point in his career, Adrian Broner, time is an asset. He don't have too much longer of a time wait and not take the sport serious. And I don't want to close the book on Adrian Broner yet, but it's getting there, man. You better wake up, bro, before it's getting too late. For real.
Yeah, he's in his 30s now,
Yeah.
so this is it for him. He can't keep taking too many losses like this, because right now people was like, oh man, AB done. Like, you let this guy knock your tooth out, but he had basically what they would call a fat camp.
Mm-hmm.
So he spent the majority of the camp losing weight instead of getting in shape for the fight. And he went all 12 rounds with this guy, but this is a guy he could have probably hurt and got out of there. AB he's strong. But when you spend all your time trying to cut all that weight, that was like his victory. The fight was done right there at the end.
Every morning, Adrian Broner was on social media being a comedian.
Mm-hmm.
He's funny. I love Adrian. I love AB. When you're not a comedian, you're a fighter, AB. The world knows you as a professional boxer, not a comedian. You're funny. I like you. You're one of my closest friends. But if you don't step up to the plate, man, it's going to be over. Take the time now before it's too late, AB, and step up to the plate and be accountable,
Mm.
sir.
Yep. And the talk of the week during the press and promo of that fight was some shocking news that came up in the middle of nowhere. Floyd Mayweather posts on social media that Leonard Ellerbe was stepping down from CEO of Mayweather Promotions, and Richard Schaefer is taking over that position, and he thanked Leonard because he's saying Leonard wanted to spend time with his family. But what's weird is Leonard was there in the middle of the tank fight doing his job to promote the fight.
Right.
So it's like, well, what is he doing there? Like, and he's like, he was fired, so what's going on? Why is L there? And then Tank was like, L work for me. And he don't work for Floyd anymore. Like, and so Floyd put that statement out there, they thanking him for his work. Leonard Ellerbe's like, these are lies, I don't know what you're talking about. What do you know about any of this? You know, anything?
I don't know too much of nothing about it. You know what I mean? Me and Floyd, we don't speak as much as we used to. I made a talk to him a month ago. But we don't talk about his personal business with Leonard. Leonard is someone that I know he respects in life. I don't know his how deep his relationship is with Leonard. I know that Mayweather, as a promotional company, I don't think he did the things he needed to do with his other fighters. He don't have any fighters at all. I hope he changed that around because his name is so big in the sport, and if you do the right things, he can make some big moves in this game. Everybody look up to Floyd Mayweather. Everybody like him, especially all the black fighters. He's a role model. He is like Sugar Ray Robinson and Muhammad Ali was in the 60s. Mayweather is that of the 2000s, and he needs to get back to the game and dedicate himself to the game, and take some of these fighters and show them the right way to do things, and show them and lead them to championships, and not be taking things personal what someone do outside the ring, but has nothing to do with you. It shouldn't have nothing to do with the promotion. If they have an argument with their family member, it has nothing to do with you cutting them off or nothing like that. I think Floyd Mayweather has a chance to redeem himself. Leonard, without Leonard or with Mr. Schaefer, it's still going to be great. Mayweather's name is the biggest name in boxing. And Leonard or Schaefer, I think Schaefer can do a better job than Leonard. I think he has more experience than Leonard. I think Schaefer, who's been around the game longer than Leonard, I think will do a better job.
My thing on this is, I've been noticing from the beginning, a lot of people don't know, Richard Schaefer was supposed to have the job, never was supposed to be Leonard. It was supposed to go to Richard Schaefer, but because of the way everything went with Golden Boy, it fell apart, and he never could make that happen. Leonard Ellerbe was the strength and conditioning coach.
Right.
So that was his job when he came over. Like, he used to sleep on Jeff Mayweather's couch. That's Jeff Mayweather was the manager at that time. And then some mess happened where they thought Jeff took something. That happened. Right. And then that was relieved. Jeff wasn't the manager anymore. And Leonard was the strength and conditioning. He always had on the jogging suits. And he was working out, and he started working with Floyd, and him and Floyd started, coming up with a training system to get in shape. And they became buddy, off that alone. Then, after that, he ended up becoming Floyd's manager.
He went from the jogging suits to the three-piece suits.
Yep. He went from jogging suits to three-piece suits.
With a tie.
Yep, with a shirt and tie. But Leonard was always organized. He was always, kept himself together, all professional, nicest guy you can want to meet. The thing about him is he never handled any business for Mayweather Promotions. That's what people don't know. He was CEO by name only. He never ran anything. Al run everything. Al Heyman is the guy that runs everything. So Al make sure, they'll tell Leonard, here, go hand him a check. That's Leonard's job. Leonard to go there. Floyd ain't gonna hand you no check. That's not gonna happen. That's Leonard's job. They like, Leonard, L, go hand out checks. So if anybody got any complaints, they can yell at Leonard. They ain't gonna yell at Floyd. So that was his job. So that was pretty much L's job there. And L knew that, and he's good at, they got to the point where L started talking, and they was like, okay, well, good, we can let L go out.
He learned the language of boxing.
Right.
He knew the words to say to make it sound good, to look good. We're taking up for Leonard. He's a cool cat. To my knowledge, he's my friend. Unless it's something I don't know about him. Unless it's something I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But Leonard cool. I don't have nothing bad to say about Leonard. I'm glad he moved on. I mean, I'm glad he's found another way to make money and take care of his family. So God bless him. You know, he cool with me.
Yeah, he definitely is. Now, Richard Schaefer, to many of you don't know who he is, he's a Swiss banker by trade. So he was always
Didn't know that.
Oh, you didn't know that? Oh, yeah, he's a Swiss banker. And he grew up in finance, went to Swiss banking school, and he was always the business mind, and he was the actual guy that ran Golden Boy Promotions. So Oscar was the name. Leonard handled everything, paperwork, finances. All of that was Leonard Ellerby. Now, I mean, not Leonard Ellerby, Richard Schaefer. So all of a sudden, they started to do business with Al Heyman. Al Heyman said, hey, we're gonna like make these fights with the Golden Boy fighters. So the Mayweather Promotions, which was just getting started, Golden Boy's already established. They already had their license to promote their own fights. Mayweather Promotions didn't have that yet. They didn't have that structure. So they didn't even have a logo. So it was just by name, Mayweather Promotions. And they really just had that done. They didn't even apply for a license to promote their own fights because they weren't really established enough. So they would fight on Golden Boy fights. So that's why it was always Golden Boy Mayweather Promotions, and Floyd would fight all their fighters. But Oscar De La Hoya was having activities that was counterproductive to the business. And we all know what that is. We see it on the internet, him getting caught with the girls, he's dressing up in drag, you know. So, yeah, so that's counterproductive. And the night before the Canelo fight, he get caught in the hotel again. He wasn't even at the fight. He left Canelo out there by himself. So yeah. So he wasn't nowhere to be found. And everybody was like, where's Oscar De La Hoya? And this is the biggest fight of his fighter's career. Canelo's biggest fight, going against Floyd, and Oscar's nowhere to be found. Because he would have spent the night getting tore up and wasted and with some girls in the room, and now he's back in rehab. They had to rush him right back to rehab in the middle of this. So Richard Schaefer is stuck once again in this situation. So transitions was made to transfer, like the business was going over towards Mayweather Promotions. Golden Boy was about to shut down completely. All the fighters there wasn't re-signed, and Oscar didn't know why. So by the time he come out of rehab, he found out like, whoa, I'm about to lose my company. He's like, my whole company, all my top fighters that fought Mayweather, like we didn't re-sign them in contract. Why? Now he's like, we'll have to negotiate with them fight per fight. That's gonna bankrupt the company. He's like, why wouldn't you re-sign them? Because strategically, this was a done move to get away from Oscar. See, that was the whole thing saying, all these fighters here, we gonna get them on Mayweather Promotions, and we getting up out of here. So this whole thing is a fire pit. We finna get up out of here. So we ain't finna trap these fighters here on Golden Boy Promotions when the CEO is a mess. You know, the owner, the president, or whatever. And Richard Schaefer's like, look, I'm finna come over there, and I'm gonna be the CEO of Mayweather Promotions, and we just go. So they looked at this as a fiduciary breach of contract with Richard Schaefer. So they had to go into a negotiation because Oscar sued him for $50 million. So they went into a negotiation, and in that negotiation, the fighters were able to stay free and go where they wanted to go. And Richard Schaefer was out of boxing for 2 years. He had to take a 2-year ban. He couldn't come back. So at that time, Mayweather Promotions getting ready to kick into gear. Leonard they just made Leonard Ellerby CEO. Al's still gonna run everything. So it's not gonna make any difference. So that's why Richard Schaefer came back 2 years later, he did Reign the Star or whatever. But Richard is not known for, going out there. They had him on the podium trying to promote the fight. That's not his job. He's a Swiss banker, man. So let that man do what he do with the finances. So him and Al Heyman is like, they work together and because they both understand the business of the whole thing. So they finna make, some big moves. So that's why him coming over to this Mayweather Promotions is the move that they wanted to make all along.
Wow.
So now it took 9 years to get it to happen now. So Leonard's gonna be stepping down and Richard's gonna be taking over full time. So now y'all know the whole story.
What about what's some upsets this weekend? Let's talk about those. What about the Puerto Rican young man from Puerto Rico?
Matias.
Did he lose?
Yes, he lost to Power.
Wow.
That was a very good, interesting fight because Matias is a guy that's got knockout power, but he's easy to hit. And if you hit this guy, normally he just could withstand your power and keep coming and get you out of there. You remind me a little bit of Felix Trinidad. So Trinidad had more technique.
Yeah.
Yeah, way more technique.
Way more fundamental.
Yes. And this guy, man, Matias, he fell into a guy he underestimated. He didn't think this guy would be able to take his power and be able to sustain the punches. But what he was able to do was he timed those shots. All the shots he saw him coming, because Matias depends on his power so much, he telegraphs a lot of his shots. So you could see him coming. But most people normally shell up and don't return. What he kept doing was giving him angles. He kept turning to an angle and making him have to reset. See, when you use your feet and when you sit down on your power shots, like Matias likes to do, he normally has a stationary target. It's somebody putting their gloves up. He's not used to somebody just taking a half step over or getting off line and stepping back, and getting out of distance and out of range and just changing it. And Power would dictate when he want to come forward and he smother him. And this is what Martin should have did with Tank. You got to smother him. You're bigger than Tank. So you should be on him, smothering them shots. Then those shots don't hurt as much on the inside because you smothering his punches. He ain't getting full extension on him. So you big man in him, so you have to have that. Some people don't know how to do that. You got to have that mentality to do it, but you got to step to them sometimes.
You got to know how to. You deal with power. You got to be the most relaxed when you're inside with someone that can punch. As dangerous as it is, you have to be the most relaxed you can be. You can't be tense in dealing with someone that can punch. When you tense up, it's harder to take a punch when you tense. But when you relax, you can deal with that power so much better. And you have to teach a young man that. You got to walk him through training camp. That's something I wouldn't deal with Martin. I wouldn't walk out. I would have told him, you're going to get hit, you're going to get hurt, you're going to get buzzed. But what we do after that? So I would work with him and show him situations that he would have put himself in and he couldn't have been hurt in situations. You got to be the most relaxed when you're dealing with power and inside. When you fight Mike Tyson, you can't be nervous. When you fight Tank, you gotta lock in and be relaxed. You deal with power much better when you relax instead of tense. And that's something you have to teach a fighter through experience, because there will be something I would have put in the training camp. If I was in training camp with Martin, I would have told him, man, we're gonna get hit, we're gonna get hurt, we're gonna get buzzed. What we do after that? You gotta be the most relaxed on the inside. You can't tense up on the inside. You gotta put your balls really on the table. And in doing that, you have a better chance of winning. If you suck up to his power and tense up to it, and you can't, when you tense up, you lose your confidence. You have to stay relaxed when you're in the most tense position in the inside. And that's hard to do. You gotta train someone to do that. Power is hard to do when to be relaxed with power. And that's one thing I learned when I was boxing. As hard as they hit, the more relaxed you got to be. If you're not able to do that and able to do that, it's gonna be a tough night. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's what I would have did with Martin and with the rest when we were talking about more in training camp. We had more walks and talks and going for long walks. You gotta talk to a fighter. You gotta train. You gotta teach them internally. Everybody can teach the pads and pad work and hitting the bag, but can't teach internally. Can't teach with your eyes. When fighters look in my eye, they know I'm telling the truth. They're gonna try to whatever I say because they believe me. And that's the one thing that you can't teach. Eyes don't lie, only mouths do.
Yep.
100%.
And that's why another upset that happened was Gary Anton Russell. This is one of the youngest of the Russell brothers. He was 17-0 with 17 knockouts.
Wow.
But he went against another fighter, another Hispanic fighter, who was 28-0. But he was a skilled boxer. And man, that was a fight that was hard to score for some, but it was a 1-point loss. He lost by 1 point.
What's your opinion?
1 round.
What was your opinion?
That was about the right score. One judge gave Gary Russell like all the rounds. That judge should be fired. But man, he lost that fight, and he knew he lost. I mean, his brother Gary Russell is training him now. The world champion Gary Russell Jr. is training him now. So, and he's used to that. And he's got his other brother. Their father name was Gary Russell, and he named all his sons
Rest in peace.
Gary Russell. Yeah, rest in peace to him. Gary Russell Sr. He did a George Foreman. He named all his sons after him. He didn't want not one to be special over the other. So all of them is named Gary Russell Jr., but they all got like different nicknames, like middle names, so you could tell who was who. And anyway, in this fight, he made key mistakes, and his brother, Gary Russell Jr., former world champion at the same weight class, everything, is telling him exactly what he needed to do. He did a great job in the corner of explaining what he needed to do, but his brother was not capable of doing it. Why? Because he was fighting too emotional. And this guy was taking him out of the game. He was tying him up, smothering him. Every time he came in with punches, it was all this wild energy. And it was all power shots. Boom, 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 trying to get to him. And the guy was countering him with jabs. Pop, then 1, 2, pop, pop. Turn, 1, 2, pop, pop. He's long, he's lanky, he had range. This guy was skilled and he knew how to fight going backwards. He knew there's a difference. A lot of people don't know how to do that, but this guy was, I don't know if he was Cuban or Puerto Rican. His name was Para. And this dude, man, he kept going backwards and long, lanky, and using his length, but he was tagging it. I mean, all the clean shots landed by him was counter shots to the body, boom, rolling with punches, slipping off of him. And this guy here was putting on the show, and I'm like, man, this is a close fight, but Gary Russell ain't gonna get a knockout tonight. It's like, that's knockout streak to come to an end. And he was trying to force the action with aggression. Instead of relaxing, he was fighting tight and aggressive. And what he didn't listen to was his brother who told him, he said, listen, when you throw that shot and he come hard, have your fist in a position to punch, not to grab. It's a big difference, bro. He's trying to tell me it's a big difference. You're not doing what you're supposed to do. You gotta catch and shoot. He's like, when he come with that hard, you gotta be in position to punch so you can catch it. Pop, pop, pop. Come right behind him. He's like, trust me, when you come with that, he gonna move. He gonna move. Trust me, he ain't gonna throw another punch. He gonna move. When he come with that hard shot, catch it. Then come, but keep your fist where you can throw. Don't keep them at where you ready to grab. Don't do that. Because now you ain't in position to throw nothing back. He know that. So that's what Gary's seeing it. He's telling him his brother is not getting it because he's too emotional. He's young. He had all these knockouts in a row. So he's thinking the more I put pressure on him to get that knockout. So he was chasing a knockout instead of trying to win a fight. And that's how he lost this fight.
Well, one thing I'm gonna say that I think they're a tight unit, a tight family, and I respect them. But as right now, Gary Russell, the world champion, is not a trainer right now. He's a fighter. You can't be you can't be like NBA when they got player coaches. Look, man, you're not a fighter coach. You're a fighter. You learn the game. Get a trainer that all y'all respect and all y'all like and can teach you the game. You can't come from working the pass and then throwing the punch. I don't like that. When you get up there, when you get my age, when you turn 50 plus, then you become a trainer. Right now you're a fighter. Stay connected to your game and make yourself great. You don't have time to make no one else, even though that's your brother. Let him work on his craft. Get a good trainer, someone that y'all know, I guess, and it's going to train both of y'all and get y'all locked in the game. Player coach, I don't like that. I think he needs to focus on his career and his career alone, and support his brother, or focus on his career and stay focused on what he needs to do to stay great and stay relevant in the game. And that's important. You know, right now trying to be a trainer, you can't be a co-trainer. It don't make sense. Learn the game, get as far as you need to get in this game, reach the pinnacle you can reach, or as far as God lets you. And then when it's your turn, when you get in your 40s and your 50s, then be a trainer. Then you can teach the game. You can teach from a different view. You know what I'm saying? And right now you're a boxer, you're a trainer coach. I don't like that. I think he's a focus on his career alone. And he can go far and support his brother. Be at the fight, support him, root him on. Tell him to keep throwing punches, building the sideline. But focus on your career right now, bro. And help yourself stay great. And get you a trainer. Get your brother, all y'all need the same trainer that can help all y'all. I'm willing to do the job. I'll take it. I'll try it. I'm hungry to get a world champion, my own world champion. You know what I mean? You know, things to work out with me and Mayweather, but I'm still doing my thing in the gym, and I'm dedicated to get me a world champion. I'm gonna keep going until beyond that. I ain't gonna stop. I want a world champion. I can help anybody in the game that's willing to take the chance on their Jones. I know what I'm doing. I went to the Olympics. I've been in the ring with Mayweather. I've been in the ring working corner with Antonio Tarver, Fred Quinto, world champions. And I know what I'm doing. I got national champions, world champions, amateur champions. I know what I'm doing, man. Give me a chance. I think I'm the best trainer in the box. No disrespect to other coaches. I don't think I'm better than everybody. No disrespect.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying with this, this kind of fight here, and the way it played out, and the way it went. They didn't, like, every one of these guys accepted the loss. Like they said, they congratulated him. Matias, even though he got upset, he knew he lost, and he gave it up to the guy that beat him. Para, and then this Paro guy that won, Gary Russell Jr., they congratulated him, and they came over and said, you won, and gave it to him and said, yep, that's right, you won.
Man up.
And they gave it up to him, so I respect that a lot. That goes a long way.
I think Martin showed a lot of class,
Yep, Frank Martin did it too.
Oh my God, I really liked the way he took it on the chin and accepted it. As long as I didn't describe the things he was trying, but it didn't work for him because he didn't have that extra edge. Someone in the corner telling him the next moves to make. He was doing it on his own. He needed some coaching in those moments to get him through some tough times.
Yeah, he had Derrick James in there because Errol Spence Jr. is his promoter.
Yeah.
He's with Man Down Promotions.
Yeah, my fault. Yeah.
So Derrick James is in there, and Derrick told him some good things.
Yeah.
But it's just that it's up to the fighter to do that, and then they adjusting to what's happening in the ring, and it's a mental thing. Frank mentally was trying to psych himself up like, I can do this, and he's great athletic, great fast thing, but the mental aspect is he got to have that confidence, and he didn't really possess that confidence. He was trying to show that I got it, but he didn't really possess it in the ring. He allowed Tank he gave up way too much respect in the ring, and I was like, man, you're giving him away. You got to step to him. You're a bigger man. You got to be big right now. You can't keep falling back. You're doing the same thing over and over and letting him walk you down. He can measure his shots. He got time to do everything, and you basically setting yourself up for disaster. You resting on the ropes, letting Tank dictate. what he wanted to do. And that's not the fight you gonna win at all.
Of course, it's not the fight you're going to win. And you had to put yourself in those moments. I would have had him in training camp. I would have had him sparring in shadow boxing training, and I would have had him spinning around a circle out of nowhere and start spinning around a circle like 10 times and then shadow box. I would have had him think, man, we're gonna get buzzed in this fight. Don't think it's like you might have to get off the deck. But we gotta get up, bro. Tank, you know what I'm saying? Tank is a bad motherfucker, but so is you. And you gotta put him in those moments where when he get hurt, it wasn't no shock to him. You gotta imagine those moments. You gotta imagine the worst thing, getting off the deck. I imagine when every fight I was in, I imagine getting off the deck. And what's gonna happen if this happens, man? What would I do? If I get cut, what would I do if my nose get broke? What would I do if he drop me? You gotta vision those moments so when it do happen, say, I'm prepared for this. I'm ready for this. I remember getting off the deck in my dream or in training camp. I remember getting off the deck.
Yeah, neither one of them have ever been knocked out or knocked down, rather. So this is the first time.
He just needed someone to tell him more like, man, bro, these are things that can happen. We could get knocked out in the first round. Things can happen. But I'm gonna say this much. We gotta get off the deck, bro. No matter what, we gotta get off the deck and get back on our feet and fight.
And a lot of fighters, they do this, and it's younger fighters, this younger generation. They fight with their head, their chin waving in the air. I don't understand it. They use their athleticism too much, and they're so athletic. You know, they like, I ain't gonna get caught. You know, Roy started that, and everybody been following it since. You know, they keep their head up, and they doing this. They don't tuck their chin down. You know, and that's the sad part about it. Because if you look at all the other fighters that's successful, and this is why Aesop proves, they like, man, how you take that power? I'm like, one, he work on his neck, and he keep his chin buttoned down to his chin. They like button your chin to your chest. And they fight with their head down and their eyes up. So that's why that was the older way of teaching fighters to fight, so you don't get clipped on that chin like that. And then, you know, the top of your head is the hardest part of the body. So this is exposed, so people hit that, they didn't breaking their knuckles, anything. So, you know, this is what the old school grinding, like Eddie Futch and all these guys, they taught that game. Because that's how they taught you. That's why Bernard had such a long career in the game. He could stay in there in the pocket with you because he coming in chin down. This is why he wasn't getting dropped like that in his day, because people could hardly get to his chin. So, you know, it was just a tough fight with him. It was gonna be in there. It's gonna be his kind of fight, rugged, and he'll try to take it out you and dig it out you. But yeah, the teachers of the game, most of them have passed away. And people they passed the game on.
Jimmy Williams.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And the people that they passed the game on to didn't take it to the next level and go on a train. They took that knowledge and just went away.
I don't understand one word, not even giving Antonio Tarver a chance. Antonio Tarver was raised by one of the coldest trainers in the game. He was better than me. Jimmy Williams was better than me. That's one person I think was better than me. The only person. One of the only person that was better than me. Tarver bring that same stuff to the table, and people not giving him a chance, man. Tarver is great. You know, I mean, he's a no-nonsense guy, and I know he's arrogant, and we all are. We all have our achievements, and we all are a little arrogant. All former fighters, Olympians, and former world champions, whatever, are a little bit arrogant. Tarver
is one trainer too that Brooks. I think they're Al Brooks. The one that was on USA Boxing, and he had David, he had the youngest junior middleweight champion, so he came out there looking. And he lost it to Trinidad.
Back when I was
Mitchell,
in
I think.
I was a great trainer.
Yeah.
But man, only person in the game might be better than me is Antonio Tarver. He knows the game. He jazz, he can punch, he teaches punching, he teaches footwork, he teaches footing, he teaches balance, he teaches core, he teaches all that. Tarver knows the game, and people not giving this man a chance. He's one of the best in the game, man, and I like him. You know, and if I was ever fighting again, if I was one of these young men in the game, I would use Antonio Tarver and Nate Jones or someone like that with the experience and care about the fighters. They're going to give them the great effort, the great chance to be great, and teach them every aspect of the game, the footing, the fundamentals, the punching, the base, all that. A lot of people don't get that, but you're going to get it from Antonio Tarver and Nate Jones. Very fundamentally sound, teach the game, know what he's doing. Get that man a chance, and T-Mac Antonio Tarver, my little teammate, you're a great trainer. I look up to you, bro. I remember working your corner, helping you out when you fought Glenn Johnson and when you fought Roy Jones the second time, the third time. I was supportive of you. You're my buddy for life. You're my friend for life, man. And good luck, Antonio Tarver. I hope one of these guys give you a chance to show how great you are of a trainer. God bless you, bro. Yep. My buddy, T-Mac.
Yep.
Black and blue, you did. All day long.
Yep. That's all. I swear, man, that dude is a great dude, man. Some funny stories too with him. Because, yeah, Glenn Johnson won. Yeah, that training camp, me and him sat back and talked, and yeah, he was like, yeah, I didn't do anything right. That training camp.
T-Mac was he had money, he was successful, and when we both were, I think we were players at the time. I was in my 20s, he was in his 20s. We were the prettiest guys in boxing. When nobody better looked at me to the Harvard, two black pretty motherfuckers. We thought we were. And we got a lot of women together. We played a lot of games, and I couldn't keep that man pat. When we was in training camp from the Glenn Johnson fight, he wouldn't stop. I called him every day. I'm like, T-Mac, what are you doing, bro? Put it up, nigga. He wouldn't stop. But T-Mac, I love you. You're my friend. We did a lot of things together in amateurs. We had a lot of times. We had a lot of great times. And he's one of my best friends in the game. Fernando Vargas, Antonio Tarver, David Diaz. Who else? DeVille Williamson, Clay Bain, Floyd Mayweather. I think at all Olympic teams, I think we're the closest net. I think everyone said we have this close unity at all Olympic teams because we still talk. All of us, we all got each other's numbers. We all stay in contact. Every Christmas, every holiday, even though me and Floyd don't speak as much, every holiday, every birthday, he say happy birthday, and he say happy Merry Christmas. Floyd Mayweather do it all the time. He don't miss a birthday. He don't miss a Happy New Year day. He don't miss none of that. And that means a lot to me. And that shows that we're still friends, we still care for each other. And the same way with David Diaz, Fernando Vargas. Fernando was my friend. That's my boy.
Oh, yeah.
And we cool to the day he died. Man, anything ever happened to any one of them guys, I'm coming. You're my friend. I love all y'all, man. For real friend. So we're gonna say friends to the day I'm gonna be. If God take any of y'all away, I'm coming to the funeral, bro. I love all you guys. And 1996 changed my life, and if it weren't for that, I would be dead. Because it was a couple of times I was at boxing tournaments, but I would have been DJing that same party. My friends got shot up and they killed that. And it happened in the DJ booth that I would have been in. So God, I needed me. I'm glad I've been Mayweather, and it changed my life, and that's why I'm an Olympian to this day, and that's why I'm considered a great trainer. And I would not get caught up in the Chicago streets and end up dead because it couldn't happen, bro. And, boxing saved my life. Meeting Mayweather saved my life. Meeting Mayweather, meeting the Floyd, Antonio Tarver, the top guys on the USA team, and Fernando Vargas and David Diaz and Eric Morrell and Roshan Wells and Lawrence Claybay. Them guys are my friends, and it changed my life, gave me a different aspect of life, and it made me buckle down more and more. And when once I got that signing bonus with Don King, I thought I was a bag of pimp, and that's why I messed up at, and I should have stayed focused, and that's what I'm doing now, letting these young men know, man, stay focused, because, to stay great, you gotta stay consistent, and that's something I didn't do, and cost something, caught up with me, Now that I'm giving back to these young men at the ABC Boxing Gym, let them know, man, it don't stop. You gotta work hard every day, and if you cut corners, you won't win.
Yeah.
Cutting corners, you will not win. You should not win. The man who dedicated himself and bust his butt is deserving to win the fight. If you cut corners and smoke weed on the side and drink a beer on the side, you don't deserve to win. You don't deserve to be the Golden Glove champion. Only those who sacrificed and took chances and took dedication and sacrifice, that's who should win the fight. You know, if you don't do that, you won't win.
Yeah.
God bless y'all. We're here. We're glad we came. Another Nate Jones segment of the Nate Jones story.
We'll end this one with one fight that we didn't mention. This the David Benavidez and Wagner fight. And we'll end it with this one. It'll be real quick because Wagner was his first fight at 175, stepping it up. So now that he got to 175 and he stepped it up and he got to this level, David, how did you think he did in the fight? In his first fight?
No, man, I love his jab. He got a jab now. Benavidez got a jab now, bro. And I love it. He was using it beautifully. And now you got a chance to beat Canelo. I think you beat Canelo now with that jab. I don't know if Canelo's gonna fight you, but you have a jab, brother. Benavidez, you're on your way, bro. Keep doing your thing. I love what I saw, bro. You ain't the same fighter. Keep learning, keep getting great. Whoever you learn from, whoever taught you the jab, if it was Roy Jones, Mike Tyson, whoever it was, you're doing a good job. Keep doing your thing. That's all you needed. I don't see nobody beating no one. It's gonna be hard. You go up to cruiserweight, you could be light heavyweight and cruiserweight champion at the same time. So the sky's unlimited. Benavidez, keep doing your thing, and I appreciate. I love watching you fight.
All right, and then we're gonna leave it right there. And this has been a great show. Thank you. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe to this page, the Nate Jones Story. Leave comments in there in the comment section. We appreciate you, and we're out. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Boom, boom.